Well, this season has definitely been lackluster, but the reinvesting isn't stopping across our Midwestern areas, and although we won't see as many lifts as we saw last season being installed, we still have some pretty cool installations to talk about, so let's break those down right now. Oh, new lift season. It's always so fun when we have new lifts going in across the Midwest. In the past couple of seasons, we've had a lot. And although we don't have a ton to talk about, we have 3 to highlight. So let's start on over in Michigan's Lower Peninsula in a project that kind of got delayed. But Mount Holly will be adding a brand new high-speed Lightner Palma quad this off-season. This project was originally slated for this off-season, then optimistically they tried to push it up to last summer, but ran into some issues getting parts, so it's back on its original plan of being fully installed this summer. And since they already started the installation process, you can actually see what the terminals will look like, as the bottom terminal is already mostly in place. This lift will be called Lightning Express and will replace Chair 6, a Hall triple chair that was installed back in 1975. It will reduce what was a roughly 3-minute and 36-second ride to just under 2 minutes. This will also mark Southern Michigan's second ski area with 2 high speeds, the other being its sister resort B-Sweet, or Bittersweet for those that like to pronounce the full word, and the only ski area in the Detroit Metro that would have 2 high speeds. Lightning Express's lift line will be slightly adjusted, moving the new lift line south of Chair 6, and this realignment will allow easier access to that pod of runs and will likely enable them to run fewer chairlifts on week and non-peak days. Overall, this is going to be a great addition to Mount Holly that will take some traffic off of their Mach 1 Express and make the backside of Holly much more enjoyable to ski. Moving on north in the state of Michigan, the Highlands announced that they will be replacing the Interconnect triple chairlift this off-season with a brand new Doppelmayr fixed grip triple with a loading carpet. Now, we don't see a lot of triples being built, and there's some pretty good reason for that. It's generally more cost effective to build as a quad rather than a triple. However, this lift is kind of special. The original Interconnect is actually one of the first triple chairlifts built in the world. The story goes that Everett Kershaw was enjoying a day of skiing at Boyne Mountain with his wife and son, but got frustrated that they couldn't ride as a family as there were only double chairlifts back at that time. He thought there had to be a way that they could create a larger chair, so he later called Riblet Tram Company, who got to work designing the world's first triple chairlifts that were installed in his new ski area, Boyne Highlands, in 1963. To honor his son and the inspiration for the chairlifts, Everett named one of the triple chairs Little John, and although that lift has since moved from its original location and has been renamed, there is a run called Little John near its original location. Over the years, the original triples, Heather and Little John, were repositioned, some of their components replaced and upgraded, and were renamed to Interconnect and Valley. Valley was removed last season to make way for C6, and Interconnect is obviously slated to be replaced with this new lift. Now, all that said, I believe that the Highlands went with the triple here to pay homage to that little bit of lift history while also being able to increase the line speed to get riders up the hill quicker. Per ANSI standards, a quad chairlift line speed should be no more than 450 feet per minute compared to a triple that is 500 feet per minute. And usually this is a pretty minor speed improvement, but since this lift is so long, it significantly impacts its total ride time. It's actually one of the longest lifts in the Midwest. Lastly, since this lift is more of a transportation lift and doesn't see massive amounts of traffic, it just makes a lot of sense to make it a triple. The new triple will retain a very similar lift line, however, with the new loading carpet and it staying a triple, this lift will be able to run at a much quicker line speed. Ultimately, it'll reduce what was an 11.5-minute journey to just over 7 minutes. Overall, is this lift going to change the way that the Highland skis? Probably not, but it will make getting over to the North Peak pod much faster and enjoyable. It'll also be a huge bonus for those staying off of the pod on that north side. Lastly, we're going to scoot on up to the Upper Peninsula to take a look at Mount Bohemia's new lift, which is being installed in 3 separate phases. If you recall, last season work started on this lift when Skytrack replaced the lower drive terminal of BOHO's front-facing lift. This work was part of a 3-season install that is scheduled to have the top return terminal replaced this off-season and then towers and chairs installed in the summer of 2025. As far as I know and have heard, everything is still as originally scheduled. When completed, this will be a massive upgrade for Bohemia and mark their first ever brand new lift, as both their frontside and backside lifts were relocated from different areas. I also love that they're keeping the original Mountain Dew green for the terminals. Bohemia, you just keep doing your thing up there. And that is it, the 3-ish chairlifts that are slated to be installed this off-season. If you enjoy Midwest ski news and content like this, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. But until next time, I hope everybody has a great week. Pray for that snow, and I'll see you out there.